Dear Diary, today is Wednesday the 21st of May 2025, and I want to talk about my excuses, my reasons, and my choices. Firstly, starting with, I really don't feel comfortable in my body, which I've mentioned in quite a few videos now. And here we are, months, years later, and I've actually gained weight and the heaviest I've ever been. Here comes any excuses. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm 35 now, so I don't shed weight as easily as I used to. Like, I've never been skinny or really, really slim. I've always called myself Hovis. I'm best of both. I'm in the middle, but I still haven't been comfortable in my body back then either. And I was stones lighter, and I still felt the same as what I feel now. I just feel a bit like I feel heavier now, and my throat, and I feel more squidgy and more restricted. And I've tried different exercises or setting myself challenges and sharing it on here as well, some of it. I'm not sure what's happened to my voice, that's really unusual. Okay. See, I think everything's a sign. Is that a sign telling me something? Is there a blockage in there? I just don't have any answers to things. So I have tried little things, and then I try and create a routine or an itinerary. That's how I started doing it. Like, imagining I was on a retreat or at a place that would help with my weight shedding. How would the day look? What would the timetable look like? Let me try and create that in my home environment. Do we think it works for me? No. Have I got any motivation? No. And they say it's not about motivation, it's about discipline, because we have a choice. And it's easy to read and hear this and watch people say it, but I actually don't feel like I have a choice. I'm very aware, because there's like two different voices, I'm very aware I have a choice, but it doesn't feel like I have. And for my partner on the outside, he's like, you have a choice. It's not that hard. Quote, quote, I'm not saying exact words, but along those lines. It's, you can choose to get out of bed earlier, you can choose to put the right food in your body, you can choose to move your body, you can choose how you view your body and how you talk to yourself. And I totally agree, and I can hear where others are coming from and where they're saying this, because I can also feel like this towards others in certain circumstances. But then it's actually not that easy. This is where excuses come in. I feel that I'm aware of this, and I feel like I could have some sort of understanding why I necessarily choose and do the things I do, but it doesn't make it any easier. And there is this feeling that's, I don't know if it's a programming and conditioning within the brain that's happened, that I'm aware of it, but my programming is struggling to actually just do it, like simplest things. And then if I find that I challenge it, for example, if I was to, and I don't think of this happening, so I'm not like manifesting or making it happen, and maybe it's in my subconscious mind, I don't know. But if I challenge myself to say, go and clean the bathroom, all of a sudden, while I'm doing that, in my, up here, it feels like I'm forcing myself. And stuff will happen. Like, I'll break something, I'll keep dropping things, it won't clean as much as it would usually. Everything appears to go wrong and push me back and create more of a resistance and creates more of a restriction, as well as making food. If I feel like I'm making something that's going to nutritionally benefit me, but my brain was in that moment wanting the food that isn't going to serve me and make me feel even worse about myself, but in a moment might make me feel just a tiny bit good, just a tiny bit, but at the same time it's not, because I'll be feeling I'm fat, I'm gross, look at me, Miss Piggy just eating all this food, and I get this like emotional thing where I feel bad. But say I go out to make that nutritional good food that my body hopefully would appreciate, I would end up dropping the food or making a right mess, or something just appears to happen that just really tests me even more. And I always think, isn't it enough? I've got myself to this point to do something so simple in other people's eyes. But for me, it took a lot for me to get there. Why am I being faced with even more challenges and tests? And I do get to a point where I'm like, why do I bother? What's going on? I don't understand it. And I really want to understand all these things because I do really want to shed weight. I really want to feel comfortable in my body. I want to be able to do my shoes, tie my laces comfortably without my belly getting away. I want to be able to tie my hair without any, like, just any rub, like, yeah, awkwardness, like holding my arms up for a long period of time. It hurts. Well, not a long period, just to do a plait, like to do this plait. My arms ache and they have got a lot heavier. I want to be able to wear clothes and feel comfortable in it and not restricted and suffocated and rubby and just, yeah, I want to look and feel good. And I've read so much and looked into so much, and they say it starts in here and how you view yourself, be kind. And I'm trying these things, but at the end of the day, I know that I need to shed this weight, and my routine and choices at the moment aren't helping get me that goal. And there's an actually interesting quote that I've read before, and it says, whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. And again, I relate so much and I get that. But I'm really struggling to create that change. I know what I need to do. I need to, I'm not going to go through a list, but I know what I need to do. Am I able to do it? In my head at the moment, no. The outside voice, absolutely. I'm stopping myself. I'm limiting myself. And I really don't want to be one of those people when I get even older, when you hear elderly or people that's just a bit older than you that will say, I would love to have your body right now. I'd love to be able to, at that age, accept myself. And if I could go back and change it, you always hear these stories that they were so obsessed with their weight, their appearance, what they was consuming to control this image. And then when they get older, I don't know, something obviously happens within the brain. I can't imagine it happening for me because of how I really view and feel. But there's a shift apparently. And they're like, I wished I loved myself then. I wish I accepted myself then. I was so beautiful then. I wish I wasn't as hard on myself. And I'm trying to do that with myself because I do look back at pictures of when I don't really have any of my teens, they all got destroyed, but 20s, I've got some. And I might look back and be like, no, you looked okay there. I didn't look as what I was feeling in that moment. I looked better than what I was perceiving myself in that present moment. And then that puts fear in me that I really don't want to look back and have that because it's a waste of time. Life is short in this life. And I've allowed my appearance and my weight, my self worth, my body image, how I view myself to really control my choices, really control and make me miss out on so much. There's so many meetups I could have done with friends and gone to different experiences and socialised a lot more, but I allowed my body and my appearance and all my imperfections to consume me and control that. I'm drinking dandelion tea, if anyone was wondering, which is very hard to buy in the UK. I had to buy it for Amazon in like bulk. I don't know how many boxes are in there, but gave a couple to my nan because my nan wanted some as well. It's hard to get hold of. There was a whole thing about it being bad, but I don't know. This is a choice. This is meant to be good for me, even though I just said there was all news articles, but they always do that, don't they? This is good for you this week. Next week it's bad for you. It's giving you all these diseases and that. But this is a choice. I'm choosing to have my herbal tea. So I do little things, but it's not enough. And I can acknowledge and appreciate that that's a step, but I'm just getting stuck. And me using that word stuck isn't helping. The words are a reflection of us. So if I'm saying I'm stuck, I feel trapped. Okay, you are stuck and trapped, and that's what you're going to feel. That's what you're going to attract. We are a mirror of ourselves. And hearing all these sayings now, it sounds so simple, it sounds so easy, but it's not. And then I would say to my partner that with my weight, there's obviously some sort of block, emotional attachment, there's all these things. I'm like, I need to see a specialist that specialises in this area that I can talk to that could help unpack it or reflect it back in a different way, so I see it in a different perspective that might give me this aha moment, even though I feel like I know where it may be coming from. There's all different factors, and that's great that I have awareness of little pieces, but it's not helping me. And it's almost harder for me having this awareness, because it's like, why are you not doing anything? I don't know how, I don't know what. I'm starting to understand now that I comfort eat or stress eat, where before when that was mentioned to me I was like, no, I don't comfort eat or stress eat. And if I've been through breakups or something really sad's happened, I don't turn to foods. That's why I always thought, oh, I don't stress eat, I don't comfort eat all that, because I would actually start shedding weight in those moments. But I do go to food in other areas of stress where I'm not necessarily feeling that grief, because that's a feeling like that sicky feeling you can't even think about eating or want to eat. That's different to my everyday stresses or lifestyle things that happen. I just want to feel good. I want to look good for me. I want to feel good for me. I want to be able to move my body. I want to be able to do exercises that are not restricted because of the size of my thighs, the size of my belly, the size of my arms. There's so much I can't do now, but I can focus on what I can do, and I'm aware of that, and I'm aware I'm in a fortunate position more than others out there. Does it make it easier though? No. I can acknowledge it and be grateful about it, but it doesn't make it any easier. I want to be able to cross my legs when I sit here, but I can't. My thighs won't allow me to. So I feel like I have to sit here with my squidgy thighs all just squidging. I have to sit here with a pillow on my belly. I want to understand that more, because I know I don't like the lower fat part of my belly, but I've been doing this for a very long time, putting something on my belly. Is there more to it than just trying to suck in my stomach so it's not sagging everywhere? Sounds ridiculous, I know. I really do hear it. And then I'm like, okay, I focus on this, and then I'll probably, after this video, I'm not going to, but it's just an example, I'll go and eat more, or I'll watch a podcast that's inspiring and motivating and talking about food choices and the benefits it has on your body, and it helps your brain, all the things that I want help with. It's giving me all the answers there. I'll go and do the opposite after I've watched that video, after I've consumed whatever that information is. I'll do the opposite. Make sense of that one? This is why I feel like I need a specialist. This is why I feel like I need to go to a retreat that specialises in weight shedding and moving your body, all these things, to be around inspiring people, be in that. Because being in this environment right now, here comes the other excuses, isn't serving me. It's a very toxic, negative environment, and it does not serve me, it does not help me. So there we go, one of the things, I need to get out of here. And that's always been a reoccurring theme for, I've been here 11 years now. And I've been feeling it quite early on to that 11 years. And I'm still choosing to remain here because it's cheap, it's easy, it's not easy, but I don't have all these overwhelming bills to worry about. I'm in a very fortunate position because there's so many out there that's struggling, that's homeless, that's wishing they can live with a family member and all that, and I've got that. So I'm very grateful. I don't want to leave my nan, especially she's 77 this year. So it's like if I leave, then she's just going to deteriorate even more, because they say if older people have got people around them, often they live long, all this stuff, and I just don't want to move and then something happens to her and she starts deteriorating. And she's always saying that her family don't live past 80 and she's 77, so it's like this ticking time bomb. And if she believes it, is it going to happen? But it is really difficult living here. I live in like boxes, everything's piled, everything's trying to fit in the kitchen. It's not as simple as just washing and wiping up or prepping food or getting things out of the cupboards. Oh gosh, it's so hard, isn't it? I know, I can hear people. I'm not saying that people watching this are judging me in that way, like people have it a lot worse, I do get that. It's just when you have to live like that for so long, it's not as simple as just getting something out of the cupboard and just making it. You have to move this, move that, lift up this, lift up that. And again, that's just another thing. And then I think, wait, I've got all these excuses and reasons, which I will not list because we will be here for about 2 hours. What was I on about? There's another thing, the foggy brain. Oh my gosh. And I could help with that apparently, with what I consume and how I move and all that. Am I doing anything about it? No. Am I sticking to have a foggy brain and forgetful memory? Absolutely. Do I want that? No. So why am I choosing that? No idea. Need a specialist. um, am I choose that? What did I say about living like that? I don't know. I'm gonna watch this back potentially. I don't always like watching it back and be like, oh, that's what he's talking about. How annoying. And you're probably saying it through the screen right now. That's what he's talking about. Maybe. I don't know. If anyone's watching, it'll be me in the future in 10 years' time, be like, oh my gosh, just wish I could shake you. I wish I could shake you through that camera and say, wake up, come on, there's more to life than this. But I am restricting myself, I am limiting myself. I could not have those excuses of, okay, I've got to pull this out, pull that out, move this, move that. I just can't bother, so I'm not going to bother. I'll stick to something that's quick and convenient, like crisps or a chocolate bar or something else. I'm going on like stuff here. So I have many excuses and reasons, and I do have a choice, but it doesn't feel like I have a choice. To get out of here, I need money, but then that's another thing. I struggle to keep a job, and soon I'm qualifying as a hypnotherapist. If you need a hypnotherapist, check out my email and we can talk. But I'm hoping to start my own business. Not hoping, I'm going to be starting my own business, which is so scary. I'll probably do a whole video on that because, yeah, how I feel. Or anyway, so that hopefully that will bring me in an abundance of money that will help me comfortably be able to live, to pay for bills, pay for food, pay for my basic essentials, and hopefully feel more comfortable and have hope of getting out of here. And it's like, will I actually? Gosh. Because I can't stay in a job. I've struggled so long, and that doesn't help. If I've not been able to stay in a job, I've had so many jobs. Again, I feel like I need to see a specialist about this and understand it, why I've not been able to. I saw a life coach before, and one of the things she picked up on this work thing was I've not had consistency in my life. So she believes that's why I'm unable to stick in a job, because if I've not been taught or shown consistency, I'm not going to be able to do some of these things that seem easy for people. I know there's so many out there that hate their job, don't want to go to work, they struggle to get up, but they'll still go. Well, with me, I won't. I won't fight through that. And yes, a lot of these people have responsibilities, they have mortgages, they have bills, they have families. I've not had that purpose or reason, but I should be enough for myself. And I have put myself in very vulnerable situations with not having money because I couldn't afford to fully eat. I couldn't afford to do this, and my nan helped me a lot. I've had my mum help me in certain things of being able to eat and whatever else I would have needed money for. And I do have bills now, but they're very minuscule. Minuscule. And the longest job I had was Holland and Barrett. And at the time, I had a car finance. So I had a reason I had to work. I had to pay that monthly payment. And I'm sure once it was up, I'd left that job. And my reason was I was bored. I learned everything I needed to. There weren't much more I could progress and do. But thinking about it now, was it because I didn't have that monthly finance payment to pay? Still had other things to pay, but I don't know. I just don't want to have these excuses and reasons anymore. And I want to see that I do have a choice, but I just don't necessarily feel like I do. And I need to find this discipline within me, even if I feel sick, if I feel tired, if I feel like my body starts shaking. And then I feel like I'm going against myself. I'm fighting this battle, and then I don't end up feeling better. Like trying to move my body now while I feel like this is so uncomfortable and off-putting. And having the mirrored wardrobes, just really want to cover them up. Like seeing myself in the mirror is really, really difficult. And recording this video is another reason I do it, to challenge myself, because the amount of times I stop myself from creating a YouTube channel because my teeth weren't straight enough yet, my skin wasn't the best it could be, my double chin, I look so fat, I haven't got the best clothes, I don't look my best, my hair isn't the best, like, and that's why I do this. I come on here not looking my best, still with all my imperfections, still not perfect, and challenge myself and just upload it to the world. Anyone could see it. Anyone can judge, anyone could be mean to me, anyone could make any comment, and I'm being vulnerable and sharing that to challenge myself to grow. And I've been doing this now, I'm not sure how long. And yeah, I don't feel how I used to, so that's a growth. Like before, if I was to way back as a teenager and a young 20-year-old, whatever, taking a picture, I'd have to look at it and be like, no, you've got to delete it, I don't want that. Where now I'm just embracing, and I see my sisters doing it, especially if we have a party or a gathering. My mum has to delete so many pictures or whatever because they're doing exactly what I used to do. And on the outside, seeing people do it, it's just like so silly. We are capturing a moment and we're erasing that moment. And we won't ever be able to get that moment back because we're so obsessed with how we look, that our face looks a bit like this, or our hair looks messy, or whatever the reason is. We look so fat, we look so gross, we look like. I'm in a place now that, yeah, I might see myself like that still, but I don't allow that to have any power. I just embrace it, I laugh at it, I say keep it, and it's just such a memory you can look back on. If it was so perfect, you wouldn't really appreciate looking back too much. You want these memories, and that's why if something bad happens, like if something don't go to plan, I always tell myself everything happens for a reason, and the bad moments, the things where everyone's like, oh, that's such bad luck or whatever, they're actually things we remember. Because if a holiday or an experience or anything that goes to plan and goes perfectly, yes, we can feel high in happiness and oh my gosh and ecstatic and all that. But for me, this is my experience, I don't know if it is for others, when you then look back, you don't necessarily remember it. Where if something goes wrong or not to plan, that's the things you sit down and talk about and laugh about and joke about and remember. It's life, it's human, it's normal. So yeah, that's why I embrace these moments now, and it does feel good. I'm not tricking my brain to do this or do that. take a funny picture of me. Let's do this video where I'm looking like my double chin, my forehead. Like, I could pick out so many things that you might not necessarily focused on or seen because you're not in my head. And that's okay. I accept that, this side of it, and uploading it and just let it go. Let it go, let it flow. It's another thing I've been saying lately. Let it go, let it flow. If something comes in my head, it's not serving me, let it go, let it flow. And then you can picture it flowing wherever you want, flowing in the ocean, flowing in the air, flowing through the trees, whatever works for you. Anyway, that's what I do. I am actually going to stop baffling. I'm just looking at my notes, if anything. I feel like I've said a lot of my excuses, my reasons, my choices, all that stuff. At the end of the day, I do have a choice. I do have a choice to get out of bed early. I do have a choice to work out. I do have a choice to brush my teeth and shower, which is something I haven't been doing as well. There'll be days now where I'm not showering or brushing my teeth. I'm like, okay, is that depression? Don't want labels here, but if there's anything to help me understand, then that will be easier for me to work on, because then I can create this little toolkit, try different things for said label. But at the moment, I have no idea what's going on for me. It could be an abundance of reasons. No idea, clueless, and that isn't helping me either. And neither is it that it costs so much to go and see a therapist or a hypnotherapist. They're so expensive. I don't know how I'm going to price up mine, because yeah, the price bracket is just a lot. Anyway, anyway. How many times have I said anyway? That's a lot now. Let's end it there. I want to thank you for your time and energy and watching. And that's including you, me. When I look back in the future, I hope that I was able, in the future self, to watch back with kindness and compassion. And I really hope I'm not feeling this way anymore, because I can't imagine not feeling this way in my body. Because that's my biggest problem, is my body image, my weight, how I feel within myself. Just hope it's not like that. I'm just praying. Pray for me. I need to change, because what I'm doing now isn't serving me, isn't working. So a shift, a change needs to happen. I need to do it, as hard as it is. It's very difficult. I need to be mindful of the words I'm using. I need to, it doesn't make sense. I need to keep switching out those thoughts. So if I have an unhelpful thought towards myself or a negative, what I've been doing lately is switching it. So if I'm like, oh, you're so fat, I appreciate your body. I'm grateful for my body, and I'm grateful that I'm able to have food to cushion me out, that I have access to food that's creating this cushion. I'm just really trying to switch it, like the thoughts, but I do need to work on becoming a healthier version of myself, because at the moment I'm not healthy. I've got all these different alignments, this foggy brain, so many different things that I don't want to feel. So it's more than just about accepting the body I'm in. I need to be helping the body I'm in. And it's a journey. And it's not easy. Can I do it? I want to say yes, but it doesn't feel like I can. I'm grateful for my awareness, even if it does feel like a burden. What are you grateful for?